This one's extra maddening because it involves a disabled Black veteran accused of stolen valor, and then he's shot. Look at your life, America. Harold Powell Sr., a disabled Navy veteran, now recovering after being shot in the chest on Seattle's waterfront in what his family believes was a hate crime. Prosecutors say 32-year-old Gregory William Timm confronted Powell over what? Well, false accusations of stolen valor. Why? Huh? Why are you involved, Greg? I'm confused. So let's see if this clears it up. On the evening of July 31st, Powell was sitting in his wheelchair along the Seattle waterfront, playing music, as he had for nearly 3 decades. Timm walks up. Now, according to charging documents and video reviewed by prosecutors, the encounter turned hostile almost immediately. Timm accusing Powell of lying about his military service, and he shouted that he was guilty of stolen valor. He demanded Powell show military identification. You see what I mean? Show me your papers. Now everybody's deputized. Show me your papers. And at one point, ripped the military patch from Powell's wheelchair. Theft, assault, whatever. This according to the reports. Powell tried to retrieve his ID, but tensions escalated as he also reached for a small knife from his bag for protection. Justifiable, if you ask me. He had a holstered airsoft gun, which resembled a real firearm, attached to his chair. Again, perfectly fine by me. Somebody comes up to you and starts tearing at your clothes and shouting things that are ridiculous. I don't know. You got to protect yourself. So a video of the incident shows Powell pulling it out of his bag, and that's when prosecutors alleged Timm stepped back about 12 feet. You're moving away. And he pulled a .45 caliber handgun from a shoulder bag. He fired once directly into Powell's chest. Startled bystanders screamed. They scattered, some shielding children, as Mr. Powell slumped in his chair. He then slid his pistol back into the bag, raised his hands, and shouted reassurances to witnesses. It's all right, everybody. Timm, meanwhile, continued yelling at Powell to show me your ID and accused him of pulling a gun. Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife officer nearby heard the gunfire, rushed over, detaining Timm on the spot. Seattle police arrived moments later, recovered the handgun, and placed him under arrest. Jesus, just, can you imagine you're minding your own business, you're a veteran, listening to me, you served, and you've earned the right, still injured, to just enjoy your day. Imagine it. And some fool comes running up and tries to take your life, quite frankly, and is still yelling as you're could be mortally wounded. It's unbelievable. Let's tell you about Timm a little bit more. I know you just want to know. He's no stranger to politically charged violence. 2020, he made national headlines after plowing his car into a Republican voter registration tent. That was in Jacksonville, Florida. At the time, he told police he did not like President Trump. Later testified he believed his actions were his duty. Now, King County prosecutors have charged him with first-degree assault, Class A felony that carries the potential for life in prison. First-degree assault. Is the word murder, attempted murder, anywhere in here? Class A felony that carries the potential for life in prison. His bail has been set at $750,000. Casey McNerney, spokesperson for the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, said Timm cannot claim self-defense when he provoked the altercation. If only that were, universally understood. If you're the one who's the first aggressor who provokes an altercation, you lose the right to claim self-defense effectively under state law, McNerney told Station King 5. Powell's children have launched a GoFundMe to help cover the enormous cost of his recovery, describing their father as a proud Black man, a disabled hero, a survivor of both war and systemic injustice. Family says Powell will need help with medical bills, therapy, mobility, basic living expenses while he's unable to work. He should never have to work again. A few days ago, our lives were shattered, the family wrote. Our dad was targeted in what we believe was a hate crime, shot in the chest in a senseless act of violence. After everything he survived, Vietnam era, submariner, injury, disability, systemic injustice, he is now fighting for his life again in a hospital room. The road ahead is long. This isn't just about survival, it's about justice, healing, and dignity. The fundraiser reads, he has served, he has sacrificed, and now he needs his community to rally around him. So this thuggery, and I have an inkling there's more going on with Timm, but this is the kind of crime, I guess, that President Trump would talk about. And we know how he feels about veterans, right? And I don't know, maybe he'll give a talk after he gets out of the Oval Office, being disingenuous with Vladimir Zelensky and the other European allies who were in town today. Jackson, I'm not a lawyer, so perhaps a Class A felony is, said it could carry life in prison, but I call this attempted murder. And we can sort out anything else going on with the alleged perp here. But the family's right. Here's a man, and too many veterans have faced darkness coming home to America. We don't know the motive, but I believe the family. I stand with them. Utter sickness. And then, oh yeah, the guns. Because if this alleged perp didn't have one, we'd probably just be looking at a nasty big mouth. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, there's always elements of racism to be discussed, but I think here the glaring issue is that this man who shot the veteran shouldn't have had a gun in the first place. I mean, this dude was clearly out of his mind. This doesn't make any sense. I mean, even let's say that that he was guilty of stolen valor, that he wasn't a real veteran, like clearly that's not worth shooting someone over, let alone in front of a crowd of people in a public place. But it's just like it's not your authority to make that decision anyway. I mean, this dude was out of his mind. I mean, his mugshot, he looks like he's out of his mind, and everything that
Yeah.
we've discussed about him is just indicates that this dude shouldn't have a weapon. Possibly shouldn't be able to walk around in public without his meds. I mean, I don't. What is this guy bipolar or something? Was he in a manic episode? I don't know. But this really highlights the huge issue of the fact that people in this country, all over America, have weapons who should not. Especially if you're in a red state like where I'm from in Missouri. I mean, you can just walk
Oh
around
yeah.
anywhere with weapons, and practically anyone can get them. So I mean, I think that that's really the glaring issue here is just a huge fault in our system. Otherwise, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Guns first. Perhaps, again, we don't know everything, but based on what we do know, it's fair to raise mental health issues.
Yeah.
He's probably out of luck there too, with all of the cuts and people and charitable organizations and other worthy organizations really running out of funds while the rich get richer. I was told today you could write off $1 million if you bought a yacht instantly. Part of the
Put
big, beautiful bill.
mug shot back up real quick. Put his mug shot back up on the screen. I mean, look at him. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
that's just one picture, but he looks like he's somewhere else. And, the fact that this type of stuff is happening in this country and, our biggest seemingly easiest problems to fix. We just won't do it, whether that be raising people's wages, raising the minimum wage, making corporate stock buybacks illegal again. strengthening our gun control laws just a little, maybe just a little bit. Ain't nobody talking
Mhm.
about taking away your guns, but maybe people like him shouldn't have them. And we just can't seem to do it, which
No,
is a shame.
and we wouldn't do it if he walked into a school and shot up the place and
Over and
murdered some
over
kids
again.
either. So
Right.
that's just how we're living. You know, those small changes, Jackson, probably would amount to a little bit of hope for people who are just teetering and ready to check out because they have none.